What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Motorcycle Garage. Another fun-fueled episode for you today. Another bracket that we make and some more CAD. We're going to show you how we do some of the CAD work that I've gotten so far in this build and not really progressed. So hopefully today's video flushes some of that out. Stay tuned, it should be a good one. So today's episode we are focusing on seat mount bracket. So Ewan, Sugarly Shed Ewan, don't know, his real name's not Sugarly Shed, I don't think. Is it? Links in his bio for his channel. He's another Scottish builder that is just plugging away in his garage and has done a few cool builds over lockdown and whatnot. So go and check out his channel if you get the chance. He's actually quite talented at filming and making videos, so you might actually enjoy the videos more than these ones, which probably wouldn't be too hard, but go and have a look at his channel. But Ewan has kindly sent me a quick release seat mechanism, which if you look at this here, this combines onto this, press hard, and we have a seat. Well, it's not a seat, there's a seat that goes here, but this little seat mechanism sits in my frame, and if I want to release it, then it comes free. Some of you may have already seen this on Instagram, but plan for today is to get this mounted to the bike. So this bit here will go onto a seat base. This is an old fiberglass seat base that I've made, but it will look something like this. It will attach to the bottom, and I'll have something in the front, so when the seat goes in and down, actually, I'll show you on the bike. And this mechanism will be based down here, and then I will have this trusty bit comes along, goes down and holds everything in place. Then when I want it to be released, I just have a mechanism here that opens that up. Wrong way. So, plan today is to try and figure out how to get this seat mechanism mounted. So I've got a point I've identified on the back of the bike in between the frame rails that this will sit nicely. And I've actually already started the work on building a bracket. So I got some what appears to be steel from an armoured tank that I had left over. I needed it for the width. I need to try and get this put in place, and then I will try and enclose this so that dirt and stuff doesn't get into this mechanism, so that it's kind of pretty subtle as well, that there's a special way to open this and not everyone knows, apart from everyone who's watched my YouTube channel, which makes all 6 of you now know how to take the seat off my bike. So this is going to sit nicely on here, and what I've got here is this this metal that was, I think it must be about 5mm thick. It was for another project, but I had it lying around. So I've cut some holes in it, cut some slots in it, and then bent it on my vise using my sheer might. And then I've got this pretty evenly matched with an angle finder. These both pretty bang on. Quite happy with that. So you pick me up at a point where I need to try and make this, cut the edges off, so I can then weld this on. But there's some bits and pieces I need to do to this first before I actually go and weld it on the bike, such as get this mounted nicely, figure out that this is nice and the height of this versus the height of the bike and everything else fits nicely. I hope this is making sense, because it's not making sense to me. Drill some holes in here to get this thing mounted perfectly square, and then what I think I might try and do actually is try and put some sheet metal fitting this profile around just on the sides, so that this is nicely enclosed from the sides. I can still obviously put it in from the top and bolt it in from the bottom, but it's nicely enclosed from the sides, so that maybe with a little hole coming in here that we can just open this little trigger here to release the seat mechanism. So these are some of the things we're going to work on today. In addition to that, we've got this little side panel, which needs to be modified. So I'm going to talk to you about how I'm going to modify it. Might bring the laptop out here and run you through the CAD model, how we're going to then make that how I need it to be for the final model. So hopefully beneficial episode. Recorded some more music, some horribly complex metal that's been frying my brain for the past few days. So let's get that kicked off, and we'll do a bit of cutting, shutting and everything else. Yeah, let's go for it. In hindsight, because this is the same thickness as the hull of an aircraft carrier, I probably could have got away with threading these. However, I've not allowed myself that facility. I've over drilled them to fit my 6mm screws in, but live and learn. So I don't know, maybe I'll tack some nuts onto the bottom of that or whatever, and chop the ends off and everything else. But this is now mounted, or as best as mounted. What I need to do is cut off the excess metal, but I need to cut it off so that because it's quite thick, I need to cut it off so it's parallel with the ground. So I think what I'll do is I'll set my saw up, my trusty bandsaw, and then we'll lob some of the excess material off. I'm a little bit undecided as to what to do, because there's like a pull mechanism in here, you can see it there. I was going to cut off some of the excess plastic because I don't really need it. I want to put some steel cowling around this, but I also don't want it to be obvious that my seat release is directly underneath. I mean, it'd be nice to put some kind of safety mechanism on it, or some kind of mechanism in it that means people can't just walk up and release it. So yeah, I need to have a think about that. But we'll cut the excess metal off, and then figure about all that other shit in a minute. Okay. Not exactly in position yet. There's a few bits and bobs that just need sorted, but what I'm thinking is if I can have this hidden behind here so that I've just got something that I can hit. So I'll cut this out of the way, I think. Oh, cut this little bit of plastic out of the way, but I'll try and get something mounted to here that I can then just shove my hand under along and release the seat when need be. And that was quite nice. The seat was nice and level. Shut up! Autofocus. The seat was nice and level when this mount was in there. So yeah, I think we're getting close to having something. Next, what I think we need to do is encase this. So mark out what this profile, whatever that shape is there, so I can then enclose it in steel on both sides. What do we think? Progress. What a total ball ache that is. I mean, it's gonna get ground because, yeah. I appear to have shitty picture quality. Anyway, so this is done, it's all welded, it's nice and smooth. If we drop this little thing in here, it doesn't fit. Bollocks! 2 seconds. It will fit. Don't you worry about that. For whatever reason, this stuff melting smells like a public toilet. It's fucking stinking. Oh yeah, I can't get enough of that smell. Ta-da! Oh look, it fits perfectly now. Well, almost. Apart from this big molten blob of shit that's on the bottom. There we go. Ta-da! Perfect. Christ, I am freezing my tits off in this garage. So we're back in here today. Got one more thing to do on this little task, which is get this thing welded in place. So it needs to be parallel, obviously. I've since cut a little notch out there, which I'll neaten up, but I might neaten up before I weld it in actually. But yeah, it needs to be parallel, and it needs to be straight, parallel to the frame rails, and stay in place. So we'll get the camera set up, and we'll get this welded in place, and then we'll move on to looking at CAD and maybe get the heater on before I turn into a popsicle and die. Yay! Now, okay, so that's now in place, looking pretty good. We've got a nice place for our hand to somehow get underneath and release that mechanism. I think it'll be quite fiddly to get into, which is good, and it'll be pretty concealed, which I'm quite chuffed with. So it's nice and solid. So this video is already getting on a bit. I know I promised we would look at this bit, but luckily I've actually already filmed the next video for this, so it's just around the corner. So I'm going to call this video here, to save it being a 45-minute biopic, which I know some of you will be disappointed about, but don't worry, the next video is just around the corner. So, yes, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comments. If you've got any ideas as to how to make the little finger thing, then please let me know. Otherwise, take it easy guys, we'll see you in the next video. Yeah, see you later.